Hi, I'm Keith Hatto, and this is a Monday morning market overview for October 19th. We've been delayed this week for 24 hours due to technical difficulties, and we don't expect this to recur in the future. Please note the disclaimer on slide 1. Last week was a prelude week for our current week. Earnings were overall positive, with revenue coming in light. The Dow and S&P was up 1.5% even with Friday's drop. General Electric showed a 20% decline in revenue, and Bank of America a $1 billion loss for the quarter. Both did not boost investor confidence. In China last week, we saw foreign investment into China increase 20% for the month of September over August of this year. As well, electric power usage rose 10.2% in September over August. Housing prices are climbing in China, with the top 70 cities increasing their housing prices 2.8% for the month of September, and in Guangzhou it was 7.6%. Key economic data is expected this week, Wednesday in China, tonight in North America, our time, GDP and industrial production, and as well we have CPI, PPI, and retail sales. And it'll be an interesting group of economic news. We have the US Euro, which up until recently today was up around 149.50. It's pulled back a little bit to 149, but it's still at the top of its range. Trichet tried to talk the dollar up without much success. It's having a hard time going above the 150 level, and we'll see if it can do it. Economic news last week was slightly positive in the U.S., and we'll look and see if that continues in that trend. The Baltic Dry Index strengthened to in the mid 2700s, mainly due to the Cape Size Index, and that was partially due at least to this Somalian pirates capturing a Chinese ship, and we'll see what the Chinese response will be to that. We also have luxury spending up 29% in the third quarter of this year, according to Unity Marketing in the U.S., which shows that very high-end purchases, the luxury market, the people are feeling more comfortable with the situation that they're in. This week, we have 13 of the Dow components will release third quarter earnings. In the tech stock, Apple's earnings were forecast to be up, and they certainly were. Texas Instruments and Microsoft are expected to reflect lower earnings, and Microsoft will be the bellwether for the PC market. Financial stocks, we have Morgan Stanley is expected to show its first quarterly profit in 4 quarters, and Wells Fargo mortgage income is expected to decrease. As well, the regional banks will continue to struggle with foreclosures. American Express is expected to reflect fewer consumer purchases and credit card defaults, and the 2010 outlook is important. McDonald's and Coca-Cola will be watched for consumer spending trends, both in the U.S. and globally. And investors expected good news from Caterpillar, and they certainly got that today, and it shows that the infrastructure spending is certainly in place. We have economic news coming out this week. This morning we had building permits and housing starts as expected, basically. And on Thursday we have housing prices, and Friday we have sales of existing homes. Also this weekend is a time change where the clocks fall back 1 hour due to daylight savings time. So all in all, it's going to be another big week. Know your rules, trade your rules, stay safe, and we'll be back next Monday on the 26th. Take care. Bye.